appears.
We have not come onto the Book of Face just yet.
I'm seeing notifications. Notifications are prevalent. Apparently I'm excellently connected, which is good to know. Are you excellently connected too?
Apparently, because here I've just come.
There you go. Life is good. I see myself and I see us and look, as if by magic. Let me just make sure that we are in exactly the right place here. So I'm just going to quickly edit this and take that out there. Save that, go back here, and this would just make doubly sure that everything is working exactly right at this point.
Hi, Jamie. Did you want us to pull a card for you? If you do, let us know.
Welcome, everybody, indeed, to our Wednesday evening, which is our little give back thing. We're going to start doing this every Wednesday evening. In January. And also just, oh gosh, hello, Gilda. Yeah, Lisa's going to keep an eye on this. I'm just going to witter on for a little second. So starting in January, we're going to be doing this every single week. And we're going to ever so gently break you guys into the idea of joining us on the Tube of You. We are going to be doing lots more on Facebook, but we're learning that Facebook is really good for certain things and YouTube is much better for certain other things. So we're going to do all of our live readings from January on this channel. We're going to do it every single Wednesday night unless there's some...
Starting in January.
Starting in January, okay. Starting in January. But
we're going to focus primarily on YouTube. So it's going to be our live tea party on Wednesdays. But we're weaning you guys over to YouTube.
To our Tube of You. To our Tube of You.
It would be a lot easier for me to just have to keep track of one thing
exactly.
than to try to keep track of two. Mihelias, if you want a card, please let me know.
All right. So Skittle is going to annoy the bejeebers out of us, I think.
It seems that way.
Yes, that is not going to work. That is so not going to work. Does anybody want this cat? All right. No, you can have her. You can, because she's just, I don't know.
She's just silly.
Yes, never work with children or animals, they say. We don't have that option. So, so I see you guys are watching us, which is wonderful and great and all that sort of stuff. And understand, although we're doing this as our give back and we're going to do readings for free, we will be assigning priority to those people who very kindly want to throw us a super chat. Doesn't matter how much, really doesn't matter how much, anything you like. All of that money is going to go to our charity, Celtica, which we're looking to make into a reality. But obviously we need to raise a fair chunk of money to make that happen. So if you would care to make a donation to Celtica, we'll shuffle you up the queue, definitely. So that's wonderful. And yeah, that's basically it. Gosh, I see people are joining in. Hi, by the way. Hello. And Erin will take it. You got it.
No, you can't have it.
That's it. And Jen would like a, so we got it.
All set.
She's cooking on gas. So
would you like to start and do Jamie L?
Jamie L, anything?
Just a card. Yeah.
All right. Let's see what we can do.
Excuse me.
So Jamie, you get the Two of Wands, which is kind of interesting, this card. I see this as you ostensibly have the whole world in your hands, but you've yet to bring something truly into fruition here. You've got great potential. I mean, tons of potential. There's a plowed field and all sorts of stuff there. But I think you need to really sort of ground your plans a little bit. I think you're a little bit up in the air yet, and you may be hung up on something that has occurred in the past and you've still not quite resolved it. So I would like you to try and just really start doing some creative planning at this point. You know, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So Jamie, really work out your plan. You know, you've got your idea, there's no question about that. You've got the capability, there's no question about that. You've got the experience necessary and the knowledge set to do this, there's no question about that. What you lack is the actual detailed planning. So really try and bring that, ground that down. Notice the wand is up in the air. Bring that down, really pull it into fruition, and it's going to come together for you. Alrighty? I don't want to box these. Which way up are they? Okay.
All right, so I'm going to get one for Gilda.
We saw your question, Erin. We've got it. Lisa's been really good in keeping everything written down.
Okay.
This
is
Erin,
Gilda.
sorry. Gilda.
I'm doing Gilda.
Right. Sorry.
Amber and Dottie, if you want cards, please let me know. Because you can just listen. And that's the thing that I wanted to say was, whoever gathers here tonight, there may be a message that speaks to you in someone else's message. And that is okay, because Spirit knows that you're gathered here with us. So this is for Gilda. Okay, got it, Amber. Gilda, I think that you have a lot more strength and intuition than you give yourself credit for. I do think that there's something a little fishy going on with CL and money. But I think you already have an idea what that is and how to handle it. So I'm going to say, trust yourself. The messages that you're getting, that intuition that's coming in, is really pretty accurate, especially if it's involving finances. So make notes, keep a journal. When the stuff comes in, write it down, check your facts, and follow it up.
Perfect. All right, I see some other people joining in. So we've got Archie. Michelle, if you want a card, please just ask us. Archie is about love. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, please forgive me. Please forgive me. And Lisa's keeping track of who goes in which order. We'll take everybody in order. You may wind up with a little bit of a wait. And as I said, if you we'll be shameless about this. We're trying to raise money for Celtica. If you'd like to, it's close to Giving Tuesday. If you'd like to throw a few bucks our way by way of a super chat or a donation at Celtica.org, we'll bump you up the queue a bit, because we do that. We will, absolutely. All right.
So
who have I got?
Raising Savek, the future, future for Jason and her.
Jason and you, Erin. Let's have a butchers. Well, I think there's some finances got to be worked out here. This may sound really strange, because I think you're a fiercely independent person, and I think you what is it that I've got that Paula Abdul song stuck in my head at the moment. Isn't it No Romance Without Finance or something like that?
I can't.
I don't know what it is, but I feel that the arrangements need to be a little more clearer here. And yeah, I get it. I understand, is this truly a partnership? Are you guys actually going to work together, or are you very much in it for what yourselves, your own interests? I mean, so I think that needs to be really worked through here, because I think the need for independence is great, but a good relationship will not remove your independence. It will not. It will be a partnership. It will be two individuals choosing to work together, choosing to live together, choosing to support one another. And it's not all about, what's mine's mine and what's yours is mine and what's mine's me own kind of thing. Do you know where I'm coming from there? So I think this might be, there may be that little question mark that's hovering over this a little bit. So maybe a little bit of soul searching and ask some questions, because perceptions often can be wrong. We perceive something and we may get the wrong end of the stick, but I do feel this may be something that's like, just causing you a little cause for concern at this juncture. So there you go. Dig in a bit.
All right.
There.
So I got Shauna over here, and I got Kathleen over there. Hi, Kathleen. I haven't seen you in a while.
I think though, Erin, if you can work it out, it's going to be okay. I think it's going to be really good and quite lucrative and mutually supportive. So
this is for Melius or Mahelius.
All right.
So this is all about communication, and sometimes we think we're expressing ourselves and saying exactly what we want to say, the way we want to say it. And then the person who is on the receiving end is hearing something that's not in that message at all. So I think these next few days, giving and receiving communication may be a little difficult. So, text is always difficult because you can't hear the inflection of the person's voice.
Too right.
But sometimes that kind of happens in person too, where, you try to talk more softly and the person thinks you're being sarcastic or whatever it is. So I feel like there's something going on for you regarding miscommunication that if you worked at it, you would be a lot happier and get really good results.
All right, we got a bunch more people here. So we've got Kathleen, Scott
Got
would
her.
like. Okay, and we got Jasvinda. Jasvinda is looking for a reading as well. So I guess I'm going to be next. Jasvinda has a question. What's going on with Johan? We're both Capricorns and both friends. No communication coming from him. Oh, what's going on in the overview right
the
now?
overview of this already in just the few cards that we've done, 4 cards, there seems to be an emphasis tonight on communication and collective funds. Right?
Yep. It's,
all right, so
interesting times.
You're up next. Jen B.
Hello, Jen.
Would like a general reading.
All right, then. I'm not a general. But I'll try. Oh, right. Well, we got the Lovers. Interestingly enough, if you were watching Tarot Talk Tuesday yesterday, this was the card that we had for, not the card of the day, but the actual card. And there's so much in here. I know Lisa's going to start jumping on me if I go off on a tangent. But there are so many layers here. But I think what's going on at this point is that you, Jen, have this innate need to know, that you are an incredibly inquisitive individual, that you really need to like understand what makes things work and happen, and it's difficult to find somebody, I think, that meets you intellectually, if you will, that rises to the same kind of challenge. It's like, we was happy here and all that, and you had to go eat the apple, and now he's all upset, like the tree's on fire. I almost feel there's like an element of that going on here. But, you're not somebody who is easily restrained. And I would strongly suggest if somebody says, oh, no, you just do this, that's your role. That's like a red rag to a bull for you. So I know there's a weird dichotomy. The learning to, I'm perhaps phrasing this wrong, but like suffer fools gladly or be a little more gracious. Do you know what I mean? But also, choose your company right, get somewhere, get with people that are intellectually stimulating for you. And I think you'll feel a lot more, I don't know, illuminated, for want of a better word, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. I'm whittling on a bit. There you go. Who you got?
Right. I am up with Amber.
I've been told I've got to keep my reading short tonight because I get shouted at otherwise.
All right, Amber. Just what you need. Another learning experience.
Oh dear.
Seriously, this card is kind of like an energy of 2 steps forward, 1 step back. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. So I feel that you have a lot of plans, a lot of balls in the air, a lot of things that you're focused on, and you're writing down details, making notes, and you're really working very hard. And then life is kind of what's happening to you while you're busy making other plans. So you might feel like you're not making the progress that you'd really like to make. So I'm going to say, try really hard to finish things before the list gets too much longer. Because sometimes when we have 20 things on a list and we don't have anything finished, we feel very frustrated. But I do see you learning a lot about how to cope and take care of things. All right. So
Jamie has sent us a super chat. And Jamie has also said thank you for the reading. So I've got a feeling that might have been Jamie we did right at the outset. I'm not sure, is it?
Oh, right, because we did a Jamie.
Yeah, we did. If that's not you and you're looking for a reading, Jamie, please just ask your question and we'll do that. But if you're the Jamie who's just saying, thank you so much for the reading, you're very welcome. And thank you for the super chat. Who have we got now?
You're up with Dottie.
Dottie, any questions for Dottie?
No.
Okay. Empress. Ooh. Not a bad card, this. This shows an awful lot of fertility, fecundity, if you will. Matter of little feet. This doesn't necessarily mean, oh, you're pregnant. It can, but I don't think it does in this instance. I think what's really jumping out at me is this amazing cornfield here. And back in the old days, this was currency. This was the corn exchange was where you made your tithing, where you paid your taxes in corn. So it was currency. And we've got here this beautiful symbol of Venus on the heart-shaped shield by the side of her. She's got these beautiful, I think they're like pomegranates all over her dress here as well. And the crown, there is so much going on this card. So much to do with, really good taste and, really aligning perhaps with the finer things, letting your beauty come to the fore, that classy. And I think if you're working on a project that involves, some kind of art or classiness, some kind of interior design thing, for example, something that may be crafty in some way, if it's classy, if it's beautiful, I see there's a great opportunity here for you to actually do really, really well financially. So if you're thinking, it might be a side hustle or it might be a completely different approach for you, but I really feel that this is something that's going to come together extraordinarily well with you, so long as so long as you keep it classy, and you're going to be really, really good with this. All right, Dottie? That's all my right. 2 cents.
One up with Archie. I did get John and Shannon.
Oh, perfect.
And what I want to say to both of them is, these next few days are really intense because we're coming for that Sag new moon with the eclipse, which means that the dark moon is in Scorpio. So there's some intense goings on.
There are some intense goings on. This is for Archie with
love. What I'm going to say, Archie, is I think that there's been a lot of disturbance in this relationship, that it's been a lot of work. And if a relationship is going to last, you do have to put some energy into it. But if every day is a big struggle and you just feel like you're not getting anywhere, it may be time to move on before you get in too deep. So was there a specific question?
Let me run back. I think
it was just about love, yeah? May I ask for a reading?
Just love.
Love.
Just
okay.
love. So you're on the money with love.
All right. Don't compromise yourself. If somebody really is that difficult to deal with, don't deal with them. And I know that sometimes people say, well, then that, that lessens my choices. I mean, I've got to lower my standards or I'm not going to get anywhere. Never lower your standards, because if something bothers you a little in the beginning, it will just bother you more and more and more as the relationship goes on. So don't lower your standards. You may have to compromise on some things, but
there's a big difference.
Take good care of yourself.
Yeah. There's a world of difference between compromise and lowering your standards, So yeah,
Honey Bunny.
Yeah. It's Honey Bunny. Hi, there is a list and you're now on it. If you have
You're
a question.
number 16.
If you have a question, ask away.
Michelle is up next.
Oh, hi, Michelle. All right. Let's see what we've got for Michelle. So listen. I'm sure I don't need to tell you this because I know...
Solitude is not a bad thing.
Sometimes separating yourself from the madding crowd, sometimes just taking your own counsel, and maybe just taking some you time. I know. Everybody wants a piece of you. Everybody, you've got to do this. It's mum this or mum that, or Michelle, we've got to go it, or whatever, or there's demands placed on you from everywhere you look. But eventually, if you don't take care of you, you're not going to be able to take care of the things you need to take care of. Okay, so just rest and recuperation at this stage, I think, is vital for you. I think you shoulder things extremely well, and ostensibly on the surface, everything. Oh, look at her! She's so got it going on. Even though you might be doing the swan's feet underneath the water, but I think you do have a propensity to internalize things, and I think you mull them over a little bit too much sometimes, and this starts to eat at you, and this starts to eat into your rest as well. So a bit of solitude even if it's just listening to some restful sounds or some guided meditation, or maybe just a walk in the woods, but it's you time, and it's to allow yourself to settle. I think this is urgently needed right now. Yeah. Don't put this off. Do invest in yourself a little bit. All right, Michelle? Take a bit of time for you. It's not going to hurt you. It's going to do you good.
And Jazz Winder, no, you're on the list. You're number 12, so there's about 3 more to go before you.
You got it. All right.
So I'm up with Shauna.
Yes, and just to be dead cheeky, if you're not impatient, but if you'd like to get your reading quicker, throw us a super chat. We'll bounce you up the queue. We'll do that. It's all for charity. We're raising money for Celtica this evening, so please, it's not we're looking to line our own pockets. Please feel free.
All right. So this is for Shauna, the High Priestess. It's again kind of that energy that I was talking about with Gilda. You know more than you think you know. I'm going to say whatever has come into your space recently that you would view as a good idea for the future you, it's okay to really start to make a plan. I know a lot of us have kind of had our life on hold because of the pandemic and all kinds of restrictions, and again, finance seems to be one of the themes tonight. But if there's something that you've had an idea about and you'd like to start moving forward with it, now would be a great time with this new moon coming to make a plan for how you're going to make that happen. And follow your intuition and your guidance to get the components and things that you need put in place to start making that forward. I do see some real positive energy with this new moon for you.
Shannon, thank you so much for the super chat. I mean, Shannon jumps to the top of the queue.
Shannon jumps up, and it's your turn. She'd like a general reading.
All right. Well, as you know, Shannon, I'm not a general, but I'll do the. Ooh. Well, listen, my dear friend, and you truly are that. I know right now there's an awful lot internally for you, and the Scorpio dark moon is it doesn't sit too well with you at this present moment in time. But you've got to learn to embrace all of you. And if I can say one thing, the extreme criticism of yourself. Okay, maybe I'm being unkind. You're a little too critical of yourself. I wouldn't. You are honestly a little too critical of yourself, and you're not feeding good stuff into there. So, like, let's say, for example, if you twisted an ankle or you injured your knee, and you have to run a race, better you don't run the race. But if you have no option, then you've got to nurture that knee or that ankle a little bit. Strap it up, bind it up, support it, get a little brace for it or something like that. Isn't going to help you run faster. And so in exactly the same way, like really focusing on the things that you really don't like about yourself and trying to peel them off you isn't helping. You've got to honor and respect all of you and really work through, particularly in this dark moon now, to really work through with your shadow self. To like make amends, to nurture all of you, to care for all of you, to look at how chuffing wonderful you are. Every coin has another side to it. They don't make one-sided coins, but that doesn't devalue the coin if it has two sides. In fact, it's valueless if it's not properly minted, if it doesn't have both sides. You can't use it as currency. So think about yourself with your, oh, I don't like this about me. Try to see what the other side of the coin is there as well. I'm too sensitive. No, you have incredible sensitivity. That could be a wonderful thing. You can be empathetic. You can understand things in a way that others can't. Try to look more so to the positive of what you see as negative aspects, because they're not as negative as you're painting them to be. And if you can spend some time really working with yourself to see the good in you, I think you're going to start to feel an awful lot better about you. Okay? That's my 2 cents for what it's worth.
All right. I have Kathleen.
All righty. Oh, we got more there. Nope, they're all getting away. You got it all?
Oh, Kathleen. This is a very interesting card. A lot of people, when they see it in a reading, they get themselves all stressed out and they think, oh, it's terrible.
Just like the one before it.
This is actually a really good card. It's number 13. So it's really quite a lucky card. And it has nothing to do with its title, other than the fact that in order to move forward, sometimes something has to be left behind. So this card is about change and renewal, letting something go so that something new can come in its place. For you, for some reason, I feel this has to do with career. And I'm not saying that you're going to stop doing what you do, but I feel like you really want to do it for different people or in another place. So I don't know how you're going to spread yourself any thinner, but you may have 2 jobs until you find the right job to give you the confidence to leave the old one behind. But there's definitely some kind of change and renewal and a lifting or an enlightenment, an understanding coming. This is also the Scorpio card, and again, I'm going to harp on we're in Scorpio. Moon is in Scorpio right now, dark moon in Scorpio, so it's really making us look within. So if you've been thinking about changing your job, not your career, but the people you do your work for, this is a great time to make some inquiries and put that into motion.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. We have a Callum is looking for a general as well.
Well, I already wrote him down.
You did? Oh, okay. All right. I didn't. I'm sorry. I didn't. Oh, he's there. Okay.
People don't understand that.
Yeah, there's an order to it. There's an order. There's a list. Lisa's keeping the list, Callum.
Right,
hold your horses. We'll get to you.
Jaswinda.
Hello, Jaswinda.
Jaswinda had said about her and Johan and that they're both Capricorns. And how is that going to go? And it's her turn. So how are the 2 Capricorns?
Bloody hell. That's a Capricorn asking about a Capricorn.
There won't be any hidden agenda for their...
No ulterior motive for your hidden agenda. Hey, you know what I'm saying? I didn't look at this card until just then. Oh. Not too shabby, actually. Not too shabby. So long as you can find that common mind. There needs to be a meeting of minds here. I mean, undoubtedly you're attracted to one another, but I think there's more to it than the physical attraction here. And I think there has to be that mental stimulation and that seeing somebody as equal, you know, very much, you know, what you don't want to do is like, you know, as we grow, we want to be growing together, not growing apart or growing like this, you know what I mean? So so long as they treat you with respect, and I think that's hugely important to you. What a lot of people don't realize about Capricorns is they're amazingly sensitive people, and that need for respect is quite deeply ingrained, and it's we vent too. Hey, we all got to vent. It's totally fine. It's totally fine. But just keep the respect there. The respect is key. Respect is you know, it's fundamental to trust, I think, you know. You know, you start to feel that somebody doesn't respect you. You start to think, well, what are they really up to? You know what I mean? And you'll start to really you know, start to feel like you're not got that firm foundation that you need. Yeah. So yeah, it's good to discuss. It's good to have stimulating conversations. Yeah. But never underestimate that you know, whatever you're feeling, I guarantee Johan is feeling pretty much the same thing. When it comes, you know, trust is that thing that has to be paid forwards as well. It's one of those things, if you don't pay it forwards, you're going to find yourself in a Mexican standoff from the get-go. Oh, they don't trust me. Why should I trust them? Kind of thing. So yeah, this is, but not too shabby there, actually. I think I got a good vibe about it. Okay.
We can learn a lot about each other.
Oh,
All right.
you should learn a lot about
I
each
have
other.
Callum. So it's Callum, it's your turn.
Hey, it's your turn, Callum. All right. Oh, one got away.
All right. Justice. What is that one?
That is the magician.
Okay, both dressed in red. All right. So Callum, something is finally going to be settled once and for all. I feel like there's something going on with you that, is there a problem?
Yeah, my phone's about to go sleep and the ability to continue to broadcast. Don't worry, I have a cable right here, so keep going.
All right. Callum, something is going to be finally settled once and for all. So whatever it is that there's been a going back and forth over, whether it's an argument with a person or something going on with family or a payment that you've been trying to get back that was made by mistake, whatever it is, something is finally going to get settled. I would say within the next week or so, you're finally going to feel like something has finally been done about the situation and that you didn't waste your breath all that time.
Hey, somebody needs to do something. Isn't that wonderful? Gosh.
All right. You're up next with John.
Well, you keeping track of all of this. You are just awesome. I am so blessed to have my dear sweet bunny because I tell you, yeah, you'd be... I just lose it. So John has a question or no?
No, he just basically said thank you for what we do.
Oh, well, you're very, very welcome. So John gets a question. I love you know what, John? I love this card. I love this card. This is one of three in the entire deck that has the three pyramids there. And whenever I pull that card for somebody, I know that my querent set across the table from me is an old soul. And I think that's a beautiful thing. So I don't think I'm telling you anything you don't know here, John. But, you know, namaste, as they say.
He's a Sag. This moon is crazy.
Oh, well, there you go. All right. Well, you're an old soul, my friend. You definitely are. So, weird, uncomfortable energies maybe flowing around at this moment in time. Try to come at everything from a place of love. Don't let, miscommunication get the better of you. It happened to us today, I'll be honest with you. We got our knickers in a twist. It happens to the best of us, and we both of us love each other to the ends of the earth. There's no question about that. But still, it's all too easy to get dragged into a drama of a situation and start to see what's wrong rather than what's right. And, as your old soul, I'm not telling you anything you need to know. What you focus on truly comes into focus, John. So watch what you're focusing on, especially in these difficult, challenging, for want of a better word, astrological times. I think the dark of the moon in Scorpio can be like that little venomous stinger that can come out.
But
he's
going to have Sag new moon on his sun.
Okay.
So, anyway.
Well, yeah, could be a little unsettling, but woosah, my friend. There's nothing here you can't cope with. Nothing here you can't cope with. So you're an old soul. Trust that innate wisdom, okay? When you just don't try to step aside from the drama. And just trust that innate wisdom that lies in, because you're a beautiful fellow. You really are.
All right. Yes, Aaron, I saw your inquiry for a second question, and I will put your second question at the end if we have time. The reason I'm saying that is your second question is really close to your first question. So you might want to skip back and listen to the answer. And then if you can reword a question that's different. Yeah. What is the fur baby's name?
It's a sweet fur baby. You don't know it, do you?
She's not sweet unless you talk about sweet like a chewed up toffee. She's an intense, incessant little
spawn of Satan.
Cancerian.
Spawn of Satan.
Her original name is Morgan. Miss Morgan, because she has an M on her head. But she has Skittles for brains. So she has been renamed her nickname, which is Skittle.
Skittle, yeah. She, as you may have noticed, if you've been watching for a while, she doesn't care what's on the table. Doesn't care, I'll just dive into the equipment. We were making candles yesterday, and they once you've done your second pour, they've got to set up a little bit. She just decided she's going to leap on the top of them. Unfortunately, they'd set up enough that she didn't trash the entire batch.
Everything's better with cat hair in it, right? All right. So
apparently.
this is for Honey Bunny.
Oh,
Can you look back and see if Honey Bunny asked a question?
I do not know, but let's have a look. Is there a list? Well, your question is there a list? And I said, yes, you're on it.
Honey
so
Bunny,
this is for
you're
you.
up. This is about finding the calm in the storm. I don't know why, but I feel like this month for you, having really not much to do with the holiday season, but just having to do with it being the end of the year, and there seems to be so much chaos for you to navigate. Just know that you are the calm in the storm. So don't let yourself get riled up. No point getting angry. If you get angry and upset, you're going to use all your good energy and blow it on something that's not worth your anger. So use your calm inner strength, think it through, reorganize, and you'll be okay.
All right. Well, I see a whole bunch of people asking questions. You've got this.
I've got all that.
Yep, you got, yep.
Right.
And Grace and Robert
So,
Ozone.
Next is Yvette with a career question, please.
All right, Yvette.
And yes, Robert, you can get a card.
All right, Robert. We've got this is the second time this card has come out. Now, I promise I'm going to get back to you personally and your reading, but I just want to let folks know that whenever we do this, whenever, there's this gathering of folks and there's a focus of this kind of energy, there becomes this almost over, I'm noticing the word like almost like a zeitgeist, if that's the right word. I don't know. I'm struggling to find the right word, but it's like almost this overarching theme for the entire evening. And even if if you're somebody who just lurks and watches, that's totally fine. Just really listen.
Lurks.
Well, that's totally fine. I don't want to ask a question.
Do listen, because
exactly
the theme of what's going on, the oversoul of the energy of the collective tonight, very much seems to be about relationships and relationships involving financial connection.
Yep. And it doesn't necessarily mean relationships in a what's the word? An intimate relationship, although they're certainly not excluded from this. But there is, interpersonal relationships, I think, are being highlighted. Interpersonal relationships. So it is definitely people we're talking about. And it may be a romantic relationship, it may not be, and we've noticed that
so this is for Yvette.
Oh, this is Yvette? Okay, right. I'm sorry. Why was I saying Robert? Thank you for bringing me back there. I was going
Robert is way down the list.
All right, Yvette. And this was career, right?
Do you want to switch around now?
No. Give me.
All right. It's Yvette.
And it's career.
For career.
Okay.
So it's a great card.
It's a bloody brilliant card for career, this.
Okay, Robert's on the list, but not for quite a ways.
Okay. All right. This is a fantastic card for career. All right, so if we look, this person has managed to find themselves. If this is very much about, I see this as a very mercantile card. Somebody who's industrious, who's able to generate a great deal of income. They definitely got their head together. They've got the heart. They've got the foundation. So in terms of career and earning potential, it's immense here. And you can definitely get that going on. And we're actually outside of the walls of the city here as well, which means that you've found, if we're talking about market opportunities, I believe you've definitely found your niche in the market opportunity, which has separated you from everybody else. So if it's your own business, more power to you.
Don't be afraid to make an investment right now.
Yep. If you need to capitalize the business in some way, or even if you need to maybe just invest in yourself to take you to the next level, whatever it is, I need to spend some money to do this course, to learn this skill, or get a new piece of equipment or something like that. This is a really good time for you to focus on that. But don't let the success make you mean, okay? Mean people suck, all right? Don't be mean. It's all right getting wealth until you start to hoard it, because, as William Shakespeare says, the love of money is the root of all evil. Yeah, spread the wealth, you'll do absolutely great. But this is for career, great card. Bloody great card. Don't knock it. Take that with both hands.
I got Mike, I got spare email, I got Melanie.
Spare email.
We're all up to speed.
What a great name.
All right. So Lovely Peace. It's my turn for Lovely Peace and whatever the rest of their name was. I didn't write it down.
Lovely Peace and a Beautiful Soul.
There we go. Wants to know about a Scorpio man. Should they keep going?
Run. Scorpios are so alluring, but there's always a but.
What I'm going to say about Scorpio, probably you already know if you've been in a relationship with them. There's 3 water signs. Cancer, which is the beautiful crystal mountain lake. You can walk out up to your neck, look down, and make out the details of your toe ring.
Assuming you're wearing one.
Pisces, a river. Sometimes it's a small babbling brook, easy to listen to, easy to walk over, sit down, relax. Other times it's a raging torrent that breaks its banks and floods all the houses, and you don't know how you got from one to the other. Scorpio is the ocean. We have no idea what's down there. There's no way I can ever tell you what is the Scorpio person thinking, because... Okay. What I will say, though, is these next few days are not a good few days to judge their movements, actions, expressions, connections, communication, or anything. Wait until Monday, a few days after all this crazy eclipse energy. New moons can sometimes, new moon eclipses can sometimes eclipse someone out of our house, out of our lives, that are male. But as far as answering your question, I don't think I really can. I think that this is the kind of roller coaster thing that it is. Sometimes it's really wonderful and sometimes it's really not. And sometimes it's really wonderful and sometimes it's really not. And if you can kind of take a deep breath and focus on the good stuff and let them have their Scorpio-ness, you'll be okay.
Could be
so don't make any decisions too quickly, and recognize that you don't know what's in there. Even if you've known them a very long time, no idea what's down there.
I don't think you'll ever know. I don't think you can know. I mean, have we ever charted the entire ocean? I think not.
All right. Now, Lena is up next. And
Hello, Lena.
Lena has a really important question. She's been away at uni for over a year. And now this year they allowed mixed company. They allowed men to come in. Okay. And her dad's really not happy with that. Oy. So she wants to know, should she be staying or not?
Ooh, okay.
All right. So now let me get Ken's going. So you answer, Lena. I'll take care of the rest of this. I've got it.
Gosh. Oh, man.
So we already started, Lena, and then we'll do the super chat.
Here's the bugger, all right, Lena. You're in the right university. You really, really, really are in the right university, and I think the flow. This is the birth of something incredible for you, and this is. But you're always going to be your dad's little girl, and people do at university. There's going to be drinking, and there's all going to be all this.
I just have to jump in.
Go on,
Lena. Talk to your mom and get her to talk to your dad.
It's going to go there with that.
Okay.
I was going to go there. The problem is, all right, the guy's thinking like a guy, and he's being like super, super defensive.
Well, he wants to be protective, and he didn't raise this child his whole entire life for her to be sullied by some creepy boys at university. I get that. But Lena, you're in the space.
That's going to happen.
But Lena, you're in the space where you're becoming an adult, and you're getting your own life. So you need somebody to go to bat for you.
I agree, and you're in the right. No, that's totally fine. You're in the right uni. You definitely are. So this is not going to be an easy conversation for you to have with your dad, because he thinks in a totally different way. Is there if you have a brother, maybe your brother can talk to your dad, but better, as Lisa says, talk to your mum if possible. And that's, you know, it's, I understand he thought, oh, well, I wouldn't have sent her there if I'd have known that was going to be the case, you know.
And
but
it's his nickel, but
yeah,
you're doing really well.
You are.
So use that to your advantage, that you're not going to get distracted by boys.
Yeah, you're wired right. It's all good. I don't think there's any issues here at all.
No, you're going to continue to do well.
Yeah, it's just that trust aspect. Trust.
Well,
yes.
It's not that he doesn't trust her, he doesn't trust them. Anyway.
Well.
All right, so Gilda with a super chat moves to the top of the row. She wants to know, with CL, will it involve the children? Does she need a lawyer?
Oh, a lawyer.
All right. Well, this is very interesting because this is the wish card.
Mm.
And almost always it's wishes coming true. So I think, again, you kind of already know the answer to the question. And, you know, we've said this a couple of times that leopards don't change their spots.
Unfortunately.
So no matter what the person says their intentions are, when you go back over the code book of dealing with said person, there seems to be a pattern. And the pattern are the spots that don't change. So don't just take what they say to you or what they tell you their intentions are. And if you think you're, I don't want to say threat, but if you let them know that you are going to legally hold them to what they're saying, I'm recording this for my attorney. You may not need to get an attorney and pay that expense, but you need to make them think you're getting an attorney. You know what I mean? I know you know what I mean.
When somebody shows you who they are, believe them the first time.
Yeah.
Okay. You know that. You don't need us to tell you that. All right, who we got?
All right, so you've got Dravenshri.
All right.
Dravenshri, who wants to know if their ex thinks of...
Dahanashiri, yeah?
Has she removed her message? Message retracted.
Okay, but did you write it down?
I did, but maybe they don't want their reading.
All right, as you've retracted your message, maybe you've had second thoughts about it. So we're going to skip over you, but if you want to come back,
if you want to come back, just
we don't want to upset anybody here. That's not our gig. All right. And we also had spare email. You retracted your message as well. So if you retract your message, we're assuming you don't want a reading anymore, and we'll just skip over you. Okay?
Right, because we do go in order. We do go in order, and we do the best that we can to go quickly. Mm-hmm. But each reading does take about a minute and a half to 2 minutes. And when you think there's 40 people at a minute and a half,
yep.
You know, you might have to wait for people in front of you.
Well, if you can't wait, throw us a super chat. Ha ha!
There you go.
It's
all
all
right.
for charity, mate.
So this is for Grace OD. Grace OD with a, what does Spirit have to tell her?
Okay, yeah.
I'm not going to use the word general anymore because that joke's been done a couple times.
I'm not do it.
Ooh.
Oh, Grace, this is lovely. This is a lovely card. This really, if this is what does Spirit have to tell you, but I think, honestly, this is a reflection of what lies within you. And I think you are. I think for some reason, I love the fact that you threw the rainbow of Skittles out when you said, oh, a Skittle. And look what's above your head here.
A rainbow.
It'd be a bloody rainbow, wouldn't it? And yeah, I mean, the rainbow, you can't have a rainbow without rain. But there's a way to see the beauty in the rain. You know, the rain can be horrible, or we could be, you could be like halfway up Churchill in Sennybridge, on a run or something like that, getting soaked through to the skin with horizontal rain and get a thorough dislike for it. But without the rain, nothing can grow. And the rainbow is the light through the rain, which shows that the value of it and the beauty there, and don't be surprised, in the words of, who was it? Chrissy, if I split light reflected. Is it?
Oh, Chrissy High.
Chrissy High.
Pretenders.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong.
Get me wrong.
Exactly. So you've got an awful lot of love within you. And I don't know what your current relationship status is, but this certainly is, for want of a better word, and it sounds terribly trite, this really is God's promise of an extraordinarily happy, fulfilling relationship. You know, I don't want to say marriage necessarily, because
Don't
it's
need
not.
a piece of paper.
You don't need a piece of paper nowadays, but this really shows, you know, and it's coming into completion. It's a 10, so we've got that going on. We've got the house on the hill with a river running past. This is a stupidly wonderful card. You really would struggle to do better than this. So, you know, really focus on that incredible love that lies within you and just let that light shine, and shine through the rain, shine through other people's sadness, highlight those beautiful drops of water.
Oh, she went over the rainbow bridge.
Ah, okay. But.
Go adopt another.
It's when it's time. When it's time. As I said, you've got so much love to give. You've got so much love to give.
Listen, from somebody who loves animals, obviously, you can see, because little crazy Fruit Loop brain here has been tucked on me the whole time. No animal can ever replace one.
No.
Each one is special, like a person.
Yeah.
But, you know, when you look, you see that animals, they do these little, like, prayer cards or meme things saying that, you know, Mom, I'm over here waiting for you, but, you know, you can help another while you wait for me.
And so you
know?
should. Because Grace, you've got so much love to give. And there are so many, so here's the thing, your animal companions. There are so many more
for babies,
companions that you
that
could
are in
you
need
could
of
just
a loving, happy home. I mean,
yeah.
believe it or not, we have.
Too many.
The most we've ever had is 11 cats in a 2-bedroom apartment.
We're a pair of mushes.
Yeah.
We're a pair of mushes, and in New Paltz, you know, the students would just like abandon them, and they'd make their way to us. I mean, we've
and Skittles, all of them are rescues.
They're all rescues.
Skittles teeny, but she's 10.
But we've had some such beautiful animals, and they all hold. Even though we get frustrated and take the mick out of them most of the time, you know.
Damn
it, ripped a whole new thing. And they like to destroy our house and barf all over the place and all that fun stuff. But we love every single one of them, and they've got a forever home.
All right.
And they know that. So you've got so much love to give, Grace. Give it.
Go give yourself a present and rescue another.
I would.
All right.
Know?
So, Robert, what does Spirit have to tell you? And I've got you, Thomas. I've got you. And I've got QNT Nichols as well. So this is for Robert.
Cutie.
Robert. I don't know why, but I need to tell you that just be graceful. Be gracious, be graceful, be charming. Right? I feel like you're at your wit's end with somebody, and you just want to tell them, you know, to take that long walk off a short pier, that you're just so frustrated.
Don't let the door hit you on the way out, kind of thing.
But this is, I just feel like the message is somehow nurture the beast, somehow mother the motherless child, somehow train the person who has no grace or etiquette. You're going to have to do a lot of talking. And you're going to have to do a lot of work to swallow your pride. But I feel like you really, if you want to make a difference here, you're just going to have to be gracious and push through it. It would be a lot easier to just kick them to the curb, but in the long run, that's probably the more difficult choice.
I think they're damaged goods is what the problem is.
All right. So spare email, no. All right.
Who we got now?
You're up with Mike, who wants to know what Spirit has.
All right, Mike, let's see what we got for you. Oh, mate. Another old soul. See, I said there was 3 cards in the deck that have the 3 pyramids. This is another one. We found another one here. One of the 3. So I love this card, by the way. This card to me is somebody who has the ability to really think clean outside of the box. and there's this almost brilliant naivety to you. Bless you.
Sorry.
And I love this. You know, I think it was Henry Ford who said when he was trying to put his factory together and everybody was like naysaying around him, oh, you can't do it. Oh, no, you can't do that. He said, for God's sakes, will somebody find me a handful of people with the infinite capacity to not know something can't be done? I know that's a lot of negatives there, but you're one of those people, mate. You have that ability to you know, what box? Why are we thinking in a box? What's a box to do with anything here? And I think sometimes it can be possibly a little bit outlandish and out there and a little bit, you know, into left field. But it's only by going into left field that we actually make progress, that we find new ways of doing things. So, you know, do document your thoughts, though, which I think is something you don't do. You miss them. And if you started to journal a little bit, I think you'd be really amazed at the story that you're starting to patch together. And this could be anything. This could be your academic endeavors. This could be your spiritual development. This could just be your creativity, you know, in however it comes. But start to really document that, because you're going to want to go back and go over it at some point, especially where something's come out and it's even bloody confused you. It's like, well, yeah. You want to go back and take another look at that.
Definitely have some themes going on, and I do think people should listen to other people's readings.
Absolutely.
And Nellie, yes, if you're going to ask a question, ask it, and I'll put you on the list. And
Fire
I've got
away.
you, Diane.
Far away.
Good.
Haley would also like a question. I'm a new like and subscribe. Can you ask a question?
Yes.
Well, apparently,
just go
yes,
for
you
it.
can. Ask your question. Ask your
All right.
question.
So next up is Melanie,
And that's
who
you.
wants to know about a new project with old skills.
That's Melanie. You need to watch the rest. You scroll back and watch tonight.
Oh,
There's been
another
lots gone on there.
Scorpio energy.
Oh, yes.
These next few days are really about soul searching and kind of digging deep to see what you're made of.
Mm-hmm.
So I just don't think you need to be concerned about testing and adjusting, right? So you have life experience, you have amazing creativity, and you've built all these fantastic skills. But now you might have to use them in a different platform. And I was having this conversation with Anton not too long ago. I said, you know, I've got 40 years in retail. I know how to sell things. But the whole game has changed with all this social media.
Ain't it just?
But it's still the same in the end.
It is.
So
isn't it?
think about how you can use these skills to your advantage, and, you know, you'll be okay. You'll be okay.
Haley, just ask your question now because it makes it quicker, yeah? Otherwise, we're stood there looking at a blank screen because there's this, delay,
I'll write
you
it
know?
down.
So we'll ask it. Lisa's really good at keeping track of that, okay?
All right.
So
this
who
is
we
for
got?
Ken.
Hello,
and,
Ken.
It is just what card comes for.
Whatever comes. Ah,
Oh, life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans.
you know, a lot of people see this card as a pretty... it's not a wonderful card to pull in a reading, I'll be blatantly honest with you. But... you know, it's an absolute lie when people say it's darkest just before dawn. But that really kind of is the message of this card. It's coldest, it's most bleak. The night has been at its longest just before daybreak. And you begin to question, is the day actually going to break? Am I going to survive this night? And we'll look really closely at this person. And yeah, they look utterly run through, quite possibly well and truly massacred. But they've got their fingers crossed here, which is kind of interesting.
Game on.
And we've also got the break of a new day here. All right. Now, I don't know what. Oh, I'm getting the old. All right, this is important. All things must pass. All right, and it's really funny because Lisa and I have been talking about George Harrison the last couple of days with some Beatles stuff and what have you that have been coming out and people releasing new material and all that sort of stuff. And all things must pass. Understand that. So no matter how bleak it is, no matter how horrible it feels, no matter how difficult it seems right now, it will pass. Okay, it will pass. And so the sun will come up, and when the sun comes up, it'll start to feel warmer. And as it starts to feel warmer, you'll realize that it's okay. It's okay. So yeah, game on, as Lisa says. Yes, to be or not to be, that is the question. To be is the answer. Yeah. To be is definitely the answer. Is it better to suffer the slings and arrows? Yes, it is, actually. It is. So long as you can learn from that lesson. And sometimes we need to be a sounding board for other people who themselves are facing their dark night of the soul. And they hit out and strike those that are closest to them because you just happen to be in striking range. So I don't know. I feel that this is a very personal thing for you, and I get it and I understand it, but don't lose hope. Okay, don't lose hope, and keep them fingers crossed. All right,
I got Haley's question, I got Diane, I got Pam, I got Joanne. Now next up is Elaine,
and it's you.
It's me, Elaine.
If Skittle will let you pull a card, it's always fun. She has to work with one hand, which is the way Skittle would have it.
Tricky to try to blow your nose with one hand.
I can't. Well, no. Bye, Skittle.
All right. Oh.
Yes. Let's try not to get shredded.
Can you hold that? Just
of course. Hold on 1 second while we just do some self-care here.
Sorry, I sneezed.
Self-care. Well, you've got a cat pushing hair up your nostrilius the whole time.
She's done. I love how she's done. She just goes.
That's it. I'm done now.
All right.
Off. Bye.
Elaine.
So long and thanks for all the fish.
Elaine, doors are opening. Sometimes we spend a lot of time knocking on a door, it doesn't open. We knock on a door, it doesn't open. We knock on a door, it doesn't open. And then all the doors open.
Oh.
So I get this feeling that you're kind of in a place where you're not sure which direction to go in. That there are several really, really good opportunities. So I'm going to say that for you, this new moon is about figuring out which door to go through. So think about what would really make you happy, right? Sometimes we have needs, we have wants, and then we have things that are just our joys. So if you could go through the door that would fulfill your needs, that would be something you really wanted, and would also make you really happy. That would be the direction to head in. Even if somebody else says, you don't really want to do that. Maybe you do. So the world has come up to say that, now is the time and you have amazing opportunities. Even if there are too many that it seems overwhelming, check yourself and figure out what is it that speaks to your heart. All right.
Who we got now?
QTN Nichols.
All right, if you will, may you pull a card for me. What does Spirit need me to know? Okay, let's see what we can find for you, QT. Second time tonight. Okay, second time tonight. This is for you. Is to maybe don't hamper your thinking so much. Allow yourself to really, give yourself free rein of thought. I think it's important. Here's one of those things that I get people do when they feel a little bit stuck, and I think somehow you feel a little bit stuck right now because you're not getting the right inspiration for one of it, and it's like the young monk who walks up to his master and goes, "Master, I'm discouraged." Well, go encourage others. So, if you're looking for inspiration, try inspiring others. I know that might sound really weird for a stranger, but it's the alignment with the energy that you wish to attract to you. They call it the law of attraction, I guess, but there's no secret to it. It's simply is whatever you align with, you come into alignment with. Whatever you focus on comes into focus. And so, so if you've a very active mind, you really do ponder a lot of imponderables, and that's wonderful. But I think sometimes you go, oh, I couldn't possibly go there. You know, oh no, that's not going to work out, what have you. And yet you're almost stymieing yourself before you've given yourself the opportunity to really go there and make things happen. So why don't you just do this little crazy paper exercise? Take a blank piece of paper, right? What the hell time you want to get out of bed in the morning, what time you want to go to bed at night, and divide the intervening period into waking hours, all right? So that waking hours, work out what interactions you'd like to have while the time. Now, this is not you at the beach goofing off, you know. This is you doing what you know to be your soul's purpose. And, you know, you can revisit this as many times as you want. And once you go, oh, yeah, that's my perfect day. Oddly enough, that is your job description. Because I really think you need to be a lot more challenged than you are right now, you know. I think you're somebody who needs stimuli, yeah, around you. But sometimes you've got to make your own entertainment. This is very true. Overthinking is my speciality. Well, it's okay, though, you know. Just bring it into order, you know. Bring it into order. There's nothing wrong with your thinking. I think you almost second guess yourself and talk yourself out of it. That I think is the issue that we've got there. Rather than you know, just bloody go with it, you know. Be a little more impetuous and really allow yourself free reign, you know. And I think things will come together for you.
Alrighty.
It's my 2 cents anyway.
I am up with Thomas.
Hello, Thomas.
And tell them about their life's journey. That's a tough card one.
All right, we'll just squeeze that into one card then, Thomas. No problem.
I think the key to success is getting over disappointments with other people.
Yeah.
You know, I don't feel that you're disappointed in yourself. I feel that you are in love with yourself, that you like who you are, and it's taken you a long time to figure out what it is that you want to be, you know, and how you want to live your life. But now comes the disappointment of dealing with other people who don't understand. So this card can talk about like a hollow victory. And I think that the people around you, you know, they think they got one over on you or whatever. But I think it's time to just be who you are and don't worry about what other people think. Worry about what you think, because you know you're really cool and that you've got your act together. And yes, we all do need friends and we need family. But, you know, spend time interacting with the ones that lift you up, not tear you down. And you'll be, and that might be your life's journey to figure out who it is that deserves your company.
A little more selective.
All
Not
right.
a bad thing. Who we got?
Diane wants to know about moving house. Is there a potential move for her?
Diane would like to move house, would she? I don't know. Why am I thinking? This is interesting. I think we're dealing with two people who have a different opinion about this somehow. I don't know why. And that's why maybe it's just my thinking, do you really want to move? I don't know. There's a bridge involved, I will tell you that. So if you're, you know, if there's somewhere with a bridge close to it, or you need to cross a bridge to get there, that might be the thing. But it might be just bridging that, you know, do I need to move? Do I want to move? Have I got to move? I'm going to be happier. I just feel there's so many unanswered questions here. So yeah. What do you think? I'm going to throw this one at you. What do you think?
I think that there is a potential for a move, but it might be to a place where things are shared. Like, you know, a shared wall instead of a separate cottage, or a
Uh-huh.
shared garden instead of your own space.
Semi-detached, maybe house or something.
So I think that this is making you hesitate a little bit, because I think doing your own thing and having your privacy is ultra important to you. But you may find that a little research in who's living in the other part would be a good thing, because they may be just like you and they'll be happy to live separately together.
She just said it. Living separately together. That's the thing. This is what I see as indicated on this card. It is, it is a union of sorts. It is perhaps a marriage of sorts.
It might be less expensive, and you may not have to be. It may not be what you think it is. So check out the other person.
Interesting. There you go. Well, thank you for that.
Nelly.
Thank you. Hello, Nelly.
Nelly. No question. So
no question.
What's the card going to say?
Well, let's see. It's technically yours unless you want me to.
Oh, it's mine. Okay.
Well, it is, because that was supposed to be me.
All right, time. Nelly.
Well, I picked it then, so blame me.
This is kind of like the valley of indecision. And I know that you might already feel pressure. So I'm going to try to really answer without giving you more pressure. But cancels out everything.
It does, doesn't it?
I love you, but. But Nelly, the thing is, the time has come. You've got to make a choice. You've got to. You can't just sit where you're sitting. It's time to either get up and move, or recognize that you may lose some things that pass you by. So I know that it's a very difficult time, and I know that...
She actually does have a question, which is coming out, so there you go.
What does the Sagittarius think about me?
We see your question, Nelly.
All right. Well, we don't usually do spiritual spying, but we do have several of these. What does the other person think about me?
I think the real question is what do you think about
Well,
the
I think
other
in
person?
regard to this card, the other person doesn't know what quite to make of you. But
Exactly.
I think that you're... I'm an Aquarian too. And sometimes we get overwhelmed and we become very still. And Sag is not about stillness. So...
You can say that again.
Sag is also very difficult to pin down in a relationship. So I think if you want to reach them, again, it's about movement and doing things that would intrigue them, things that you can do during COVID. Maybe you could go to the Bronx Zoo or someplace that it's not going to, have 52 million people in a museum or something. But you need to get them to recognize that you're fun. They may not recognize that yet. And if Sag doesn't think you're fun, you're not going to get anywhere.
Aquarians, you gotta love them. Well, I do actually.
All right,
I do love an Aquarian. So.
Haley.
Yes.
Haley is looking for a new salon, and she's been searching and searching for this space. When is she going to find it?
Interesting. Ooh, actually, I think sooner than you think is the first point. I think what you've got to do is don't be so absolute. Don't be so it's got to have this, and this, and this, and this. It's got to have a left-handed one of them, a right-handed one of them. It's got to be that. It's got to be that. It's got to be that. I think you might want to just maybe think outside the box a little bit. Of course.
I think you have limited yourself in a area because you don't want to drive too far. And I think, is that what you were going to say?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and other things as
all right.
well.
So I think that if you just expand that radius a little bit, You'll find that there's a fantastic location. Anytime we want to set up shop somewhere, there are 5 key ingredients to setting up the shop. Location, 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 customer service.
Okay.
Location, product. Yeah.
Product.
So just expand a little bit, even if you have to drive a little bit, so that you can get to the place that you want to be. So you're not on top of somebody else that you don't want to be near, or so that you're having a better pool of clientele for what it is that you do.
And look for somewhere unusual. All right, not something you would necessarily think of. Don't look for a ready-made sort of, this is it kind of thing. Look for something unusual, because you're quite unusual. And I think, our store, for example, is in a house. A lot of people don't realize it's a store. But when you walk through that door, and our customer retention is bloody fantastic. And I think you're very good at what you do, and understand that particularly what you do does depend a tremendous amount on personal recommendation. This is, people will ask, well, who should you go to? And it's, once you win a customer, you tend to win a customer for life. So yeah, it doesn't really matter that most people don't go and drop $100 on a haircut or a dye job or whatever, just on a whim. Oh, that little place looks interesting, I'll go there. So think, go a little further, come out of left field a little bit, move to areas, still travel more work. So I'm looking for a scared of losing my clients if I go too far. You'd be surprised. That's true.
That's true. You don't want to go too far.
But you'd be surprised. Ask your clients how far they've gone.
But I mean, what is the average person, even during COVID, probably gets their hair cut maybe once every 2 or 3 months. So you've got to have quite a pool to pull from if you're only going to see that person once every 2 or 3 months. And yet, you know what, Aaron? Product is an afterthought, because if you don't have the right location or the right customer service, it doesn't matter what you're selling.
However, when you're doing a skill like, people's hair and whatnot.
Oh, yeah. Well, you want to retain your clients. If you suck
at it...
Maybe you go to maybe you rent a chair once a month near the clients and go there and do that. And you have your own shop somewhere else if they don't want you to sign a non-compete.
Ooh. Chariot. What about getting an RV and converting the damn thing? What about actually go to your client?
Oh, that's crazy.
What about just not wild? Go out left field a little bit. I'll come to you. You don't have to come to me. I'll come to you. Now, obviously, you've got to, you
might have a place to park it. You need water.
It doesn't have to be huge. Actually, you can put 40 gallons of water in an RV. It doesn't have to be huge. You just got to be able to stand up and do it. But maybe think outside the box, girl. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Think outside the box. All right? Gilda says, if they love your service, they will drive no matter what. I promise.
It's true. I don't know how far.
Oh God, you would. We used to go to a dentist in Wales. He retired now. Otherwise, we'd still go to him probably. Oh, please, Skittle, please don't trash.
No.
Don't trash.
All right, this is for Pam, and this is general.
I work in Wolverhampton, but move house to Shropshire 30 minutes. Oh, hey.
We know exactly.
Shrewsbury's beautiful. It really is. And there's some really interesting little places around there. But it's also, Wolverhampton's not too far. I used to drive 2 hours for someone for 10 years.
Well, now we're talking about the difference between Americans and people in the UK.
Yes.
They may not want to drive on those roads 2 hours, Gilda, but anyway.
Oh, we're in an urban area here, Wolverhampton.
Pam, General, we've seen this before.
Oh, third time tonight. Third time.
So, again, everybody, listen up, because even though this is Pam's card, it could speak to you. Now is the time to make an investment in your future, Pam. Right? Now is the time to take that little bit of leap of faith in yourself. No matter what it is that you want to do, you can do it. So if you thought, you know what, I want to go back to school, and this is specifically for Pam, but I want to go back to school and I want to become a phlebotomist, you could do that. I want to move. I want to change where I live, and I want it to be this specific thing. You can do that. So this new moon is about investing in yourself, thinking it through, and moving forward. Joanne.
So, hello, does Joanne have a question?
No.
All right. So, when do you see me finally with a Chariot card? When you know what you're looking for, you'll get it.
The Chariot card has to do with, to me, Sagittarius time of year in this case. So over the next 4 weeks.
All right. So there you go. And any question for who have I got?
Joanne.
Joanne?
No.
No question. Mutually healing relationship. Love this card very much so. It's a wonderful card. This more so than the Lovers card, without doubt. The Two of Cups. This very much is about a partnership card, putting the needs of your partner before your own needs and having that reciprocated in every single way. So this card does not suck. We also have the same house on a hill that we see in the Ten of Cups, isn't it? Not the Ten of...
I don't even know what card you have.
I have the Two of Cups.
Yeah, the same house on the hill.
Yeah, the same house on the hill. So this may be where we're headed. You know what I'm saying to the Ten of Cups with this. This is not a card that sucks. And I think a mutually healing relationship is something that's really important. You know, you've been through the mill, and there's no pleasant way to look at that. So just be mindful not to drag the past to the present. The past is the past. That's it. It is the past. You can learn from it without doubt. You don't have to relive it, and you don't have to be continually looking for the other shoe to drop. Just be mindful of that. All right. Just be mindful of that. But there you go. This is that's a pretty darn good card. I wouldn't bleat at that. Somebody pulled that card for me. I wouldn't want me money back. I demand a refund. No. What can we do now?
All right.
Where are we on?
Zoha wants to know A's intentions towards her.
Oh, more psychic spying.
Towards them.
Well, I see why you're asking the question, and
I'm going to say that this may not be what it appears to be. That you may think this person is really into you. You might think A is really into you, but they may just be the type of person that squeezes somebody until there's nothing left to squeeze and then moves on. So you can see there's this hot-footed, hot-headed character carrying all the swords away while people are sleeping. And then there's this little army over here that's trying to come to the rescue. So I think the reason you asked is because you aren't sure about their intentions. And this card makes me feel that their intentions are not as represented. All right.
Yes, and the very fact that you're asking the question says it all. Is all I would say. I don't want to yell over my lovely Lisa, but you know, if you have reservations, there's a bloody good reason for that.
All right. Now, Sambita wants to know H's feelings for her.
Another psychic spying. What are we all doing this psychic spying?
Well, it seems to be in the air tonight. Oh.
On the other hand,
That's a much better card.
This is a much better card. I see this as being a mutually healing relationship. You know, this is the second time this has come up, and this was actually the one I pulled for somebody just before this. So, all in all, pretty good. Pretty good. Why don't you ask them, eh? Huh? Why don't you do that? Why don't you find a beverage of your choice? Sit down and have a conversation. I think that would be good.
All right, Aaron, we're up to your second reading now.
Dun, dun, dun!
Hope you're still hanging out there, Aaron. You and your Aquarian, God help you. All right.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Listen, we're nearly out of time here.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think he really does genuinely care. I think he cares about him. So you're worth more than that.
Yes.
All right, Aaron. This relationship that you're asking about is going to be all about contracts. Now, I know that...
4 of Pentacles for her before. We were talking about.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't answer her question.
I thought. Oh well.
I don't know. I don't remember.
I think you had that before. We'll see.
All right.
But you're saying contracts.
Well, I said that it had to do with money. Yeah. Okay. It's all about contracts. Now we know that there can be some contracts that are written, like the ones Gilda was asking about. You know, what is the bottom line, and how are we going to work out our finances together and separate? So sometimes there are contracts like that have to be worked out so that people understand where each other's coming from. You might not be there yet, but you might get to that point. There are also spiritual contracts too. So you may find that you're very, very drawn to this person because there is a soul connection and that it is very exciting. And you might be worried that it's just an infatuation, that you're in love with the idea of love and maybe not getting, too deep, too quick, or whatever. And I know when you look at this card, the moon, you can't even tell what phase the moon is or if the moon is a sun. So there's a lot of talk, and not always action. So I think this is all about contracts, so there can't be a misunderstanding. If you're going to live together, there has to be a contract. They can't just come in and take over and not pay their way. And you might say, well, they're not that kind of person. We don't know yet. So proceed with caution. I'd love to know their birthday because I'm thinking they're Pisces and not Aquarian. So I don't know what day they're born, but if they're a late February Aquarian, they may be Pisces. And that's
a game changer.
Really tough for Aries. But all that aside, I think it is really, really important that things get worked out prior to assumption, right? Big things and little things.
212, definitely Aquarian.
Definitely Aquarian. Okay.
Oi.
All right. So just understand what I'm saying. Sometimes we assume something. And we assume because we care about the person so much or we feel so drawn to them, we feel that everything is so strong, we assume that everything is just going to work out. I'm not saying it isn't. But I'm saying if there are things that you feel a certain way about, you may want to discuss them and get an agreement, right? Like, I always work on Friday night. Please don't expect me to do blah, blah, blah on Friday night. I always work on Friday night. Rather than them see you work every Friday night and then just say one time, oh, hey, you know what? I have concert tickets for Friday. We're going to have a great time. I always work on Friday night. So it's that kind of thing that I'm talking about. Establishing the groundwork, even when the relationship is new, so that there aren't holes or so that there aren't misunderstandings later or something that you never thought would be an issue becomes an issue. So I'm going to say that, I'm not being mean, but you guys are both kind of in that goofy stage right now, and that's great. The giggle tummy goofy stage is fantastic. But there is going to come a time, if you're going to stay together, that you have to, share a life. So you need these agreements. And I think that that goes, communication.
Understanding.
Yeah. And I think that is part of this overview of tonight, too. What does he think of me? Or what does she think about me? Does my ex still think of me? All these these are things that need to be kind of put on the table and divided up or dealt out. So, these are the things I can do. These are the things I can't do. This is what I can afford. This is what I can't stretch to. These kind of things. And when I say contracts, it doesn't necessarily just have to be the mundane, I'm putting you on the lease. I'm putting you on the deed. I'm expecting you to pay the cable bill. Those are all parts of a relationship, or this is the total of the money it costs for us to live together. You put in this, I put in this, and it goes into a pool account if you want to keep your separate money. But that has to be worked out. I knew a couple that, you know, they were engaged and living together, and they were going to get married. And the one said, I'm really concerned about this marriage because they won't open a joint checking account with me. Now, that could go either way, right? You could think, well, they don't want to open a joint checking account because they don't want you to know how much money they have, or they won't open a joint checking account because they don't know how much money they don't want you to know how much money they don't have, or they're just a fiercely independent person and they'll be more than happy to pay their share, but they don't feel the need for you to overstep that boundary. So that's, you know, these contracts could be boundaries.
Contracts,
right?
yeah. I think the word we're looking for is accord, to establish an accord, which is like an understanding, an agreement. It isn't necessarily contractually done, but it is an understanding, and it's sometimes it can be tacit, sometimes they can be non-verbal, you know, but it's that understanding. It's an understanding, like, you know, you never touch the crochet, all right? That's a no-no. Whatever, you know. You know, there's just like, you know, these things, you know. This is my sacred box of crochet, and this is
do
what
not go into my nightstand drawer and touch me crochet.
Don't be messing with my crochet. Oh no, but no, you know what I mean. It's like we all have our little foibles and our own little things and all that sort of stuff. I mean, we're quite pathetic. We're bloody joined at the hip, and
we get very upset if the other one's gone away for more than 20 minutes.
Kind of. But we still have our stuff. Fortunately, my stuff, she can't buy it.
I don't understand it.
It's just like, oh, get that geeky crap away from me. And
I just keep making baskets of his piles of things that he
but then she'll just scoop some stuff up and throw it somewhere, and I'll never find it again. But it's all fun. Anyway, listen, thank you so much. That's the end of our readings for today.
For tarot scopes.
Basically,
what we do is we take a snapshot of what the planets are doing for the month, and we pull a card, and we give everybody a combination of those things. So December 21.
Oi.
It says, I'm sure I'm not the only one thinking, hey, wait, it's going to be 2022 in 4 weeks?
It is.
Seems like to me it should be 2020. We've lost so much time.
What the hell happened? Where did it all go?
It does seem in so many ways that time has become so different. It seems to drag along.
Sometimes.
And then slingshot us forward into the next year.
Yep.
Well, welcome to the age of Aquarius, because we've officially kind of settled in for the journey. December looks to be an interesting month, and some of you will cringe at me saying that. Interesting. Oh,
mate,
no.
It's a curse. You live in interesting times.
But seriously, it might be something interesting and positive. We have seen Saturn and Jupiter go direct in Aquarius. Mars is happy visiting Sagittarius, and Venus will soon move into Aquarius. See, that doesn't sound so bad now, does it? The new moon is on the 3rd. And it comes with an eclipse, and the full moon will be in Gemini on the 18th, and that's traditionally known as the cold moon. I suspect this winter, these next 3 months are going to be quite attention-grabbing, and if nothing else, it'll be a great time to begin a new project and work to see it grow as the moon waxes.
Yeah, Victoria, you're too late, I'm afraid. We've done our 40. We're just doing our tarot scopes now, but you know, bookmarkers, we'll be back.
The first Wednesday in January, and then we're going to do this every Wednesday night in January.
Yep, exactly. Aries. So Aries, oh gosh, so what do you get? Lisa picked for you the wheel, and she says, I can hear an old song in my head. The change is going to come. Oh boy. The energy this month will really work with you in a good way to open you up to a new routine and allow you to feel loads more comfortable with the changes that are coming in or have come in over the last few months. Things are still in motion, so they're still moving along, yeah. And more adaptability is actually being offered to help you move forward. Adaptability for an Aries, is that possible? That's it. Work to release, relax, renew. Yeah, don't be the unstoppable force hits the immovable object here.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Taurus, 10 of Pentacles. Perhaps you are moving soon, or perhaps you're making some positive change in your living arrangements. The full moon this month lights up your intuition and the possibility of gentle changes that have long-reaching effects for the future. Work to set a pace that's right for you and assemble folks that really wish you well and wish to aid you in your work. The other thing I should say is recognize if you know your rising sign. Like, for instance, Diane, I don't think you're Taurus, although I don't remember right now. But if you have Taurus rising, this could help you as well.
I don't know. I know my own rising sign, but I couldn't tell you about Diana. I don't know. So, for Gemini, Lisa picked the Ace of Wands. And, success at life, at last. It might feel it's been a long time since you've actually allowed yourself to pat yourself on the back and congratulate yourself. We are missing... Oh, it's on the other side. For a job well done. This month has so much potential for you to understand just how far you've come and how the next year will work out because of the time and effort you actually bothered to put in this year. Please enjoy the fruits of your labours and keep up the good work.
Hi, Renee. We're just reading the tarot cards.
Pretty good. Can't be too bad.
Next up is Cancer, the Nine of Cups. I sense a positive turning point for you this month, especially where home is concerned. Right? Cancer, Nine of Cups. It seems like a plan is finally being put forth that is workable and very close to being implemented. Watch for things to make strides forward if you put in just a little more effort and energy.
Oh, love it. All right, so Leo, that'll be me, of course, and we get the Three of Swords. Thanks. You picked a wonderful card for me. This is a minor surgery, maybe holding you down a little bit. I don't know. I think it sounds like Emmett's about to do surgery on some part of the house again. Okay, so sometimes we just have to quit being so strong and allow ourselves a little grace to heal, yeah? See it as an opportunity to learn how to delegate. Oh, God. And really let others help you. Good luck and relax already.
Well, that's my rising sign, too. So kind of sucky.
Oh, you lie like a cheap watch there.
All right. Well, you know, you've still got Sun opposed Saturn, and you're still in a Saturn return. No. Anyway, Virgo.
Yeah, I'll relax. I'm going to take the rest of the night off starting now. Off you go.
I could read the rest. Virgo, the Sun was your card. Finally, a light at the end of a long, dark tunnel. You have worked so hard to stay positive and find humor where you can. And now I do feel things are lightening up. So, of the things that have been worrying you or causing you drama, I feel that they're being lifted around the 20th. You might feel renewed after that and much more at peace.
How about that? Let's see, Raj has come to join us. Which brings us on firmly to Libra. I like Libras. They always look for the balance, don't they, in a situation. So Libra, you get the Knight of Wands on this one. Input. So much information seems to be coming in right now. And it can be a little bit overwhelming because, you know, you're not given to overprocess anything or what have you. Lisa knows you're really good at reading between the lines and seeing things that are meant to be hidden. But you're good at, like, you know, unraveling
out those
yeah. This skill will be very handy for you as you sift through all the documents and even spoken information coming your way. You might have get that old, you know, virtual recorder going in your head and go, like, play it back and interesting. Yeah. So stick with it, get to the bottom of it, and you'll actually be very pleased with your knowledge and the positive outcome it brings. I think the ability to look in detail here is actually going to be quite lucrative for you.
Scorpio.
Yes.
Sorry to say, Scorpio, the Tower.
Oh, no. Run away. Hello.
A breakdown in communication could prove to be very costly. I suggest that even if you know better or have important information, that you choose your words or way of communicating very, very carefully. You may end up looking like the bearer of bad news and quickly find yourself on the outside looking in.
Oops.
It might be best to kind of keep things to yourself until you're sure how best to deliver the news.
Yes. Great news. Yes. All right, Sag. I like Sages. Sages are up for it, aren't you? You get the Four of Pentacles, and that came up like 4 or 5
It's
times
been a
tonight.
night at that, yeah.
So that Four of Pentacles has been around, which is kind of interesting as we're moving into Sagittarius as well. So, and the Four of Pentacles. So you may be tempted to overspend. Oh no, surely not a Sag. They don't have a tendency to do that. So where'd you get that nonsense from? You may be tempted to overspend for gifts and give the special people, something really lovely in your life. Okay, well, Lisa suggests you work extra hard to moderate your spending, as January may bring a few extra bills you were not expecting. All right? You need to kick yourself for not saving for a rainy day if you blow it all. So it's important at this time to invest a little more, perhaps in yourself, yeah? Like a plan for the future. Yeah. You know what I mean. There's no time like the present to make a good plan. And actually, you're pretty organised. You're pretty good. So just rein in that impulsiveness a little bit over the Cashmas season.
Right. Capricorn. The King of Wands for Capricorn. The challenge this month will be to stand back, take a deep breath, and not challenge authority. Even if you truly do know better, keeping the peace is better than being able to say, I told you so.
Yep.
Just offer help and guidance if asked, after things have been done. I know it's hard when you can see the way ahead and you understand the pitfalls, and as long as no one gets hurt, my advice would still be the same. Wait it out and do your best without trying to force your knowledge on someone.
Which brings us, of course, then, jolly on to our wonderful, lovely Aquarians who get the Page of Cups for this month. Time to work at being a good listener. I know people love to talk to you and tell you their life stories. What they bloody do to you. You've got
So good.
Maybe confusing me with your therapist. No. This month is different, though. You need to take notes of the details that could affect you later on. The words being said could truly be sage advice in the guise of another's perils. Listen, respond, and archive the words for recall when needed. Oh, and yes, by all means, work to be supportive of those trusting you with their stories. Well, you like that.
Pisces, Seven of Swords. Keep your guard up for just a little bit longer, Pisces. Don't be fooled by those wishing to manipulate you or pull a passive-aggressive behavior like trying to cheat you. You need to make a plan that works for you and stick to it. Don't let someone sway you by painting an unreal, or you may end up losing something important or going backwards kind of quickly. Time to be difficult. Be firm. All right.
So there you go. That's the taroscopes for
So Renee,
this
if
month.
you didn't hear yours, scroll back for Gemini.
Yeah,
Victoria and Cheryl and Nexus. Catch us next time.
Yep. There you go. We put an hour and a half into it. Thank you, everybody who threw us a super chat. Thank you for watching us. We do appreciate it. We love doing this. It's probably all we can manage is like 40 at a go. It's like you start to blur up a little bit in the vision department after a while. So thank you so very, very much for joining us. We do appreciate it. We appreciate your energies, and if you like what you see, please like, comment, and subscribe.
Yep, head on over to YouTube, Renee. We have a great YouTube channel we're trying to build.
If you are just joining us now and you think, oh, damn, I've missed it all. Yeah, there's a reason you're here. Just scroll back, and watch it through, because there's like this zeitgeist, this overarching energy for all of the evening. And there's so much you can glean from that just by watching it. So do that. And thank you very much for taking the time to join us. We appreciate it. We're going to go and find ourselves something to eat now. I think might be
Yes, I think dinner is at hand.
I think some form of foodie would be good. So thank you so very much for joining us. Do please like, comment, and subscribe. Tell your friends all about it.